The linebacker position is one that is seemingly becoming less and less valuable in terms of where you see them getting selected in the draft. We don't get a whole lot of first-round linebackers anymore, and a large part of that reason is because you can find such great value down the board. But the 2025 NFL Draft is one that seems pretty loaded at the linebacker position. It is a very deep and talented class, but one of the big headlining names in this group that many think could be a day one starter in the NFL is Oklahoma linebacker Danny Stutsman. A very impressive run defender and a player who has been uber productive for the Sooners. How high could we see Stutsman go in the 2025 NFL Draft? That is what we will be going over in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon, where for $5 a month, you guys will get exclusive access to my draft guide and over 450 scouting reports for plenty of draft eligible prospects. It is some of the best work I have ever done and something that I highly recommend you guys check out. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys want to see in a future video, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Danny Stutsman. Stutsman has been one of the best linebackers in all of college football over the past couple of seasons. He has been super impressive in all phases. His 2023 season, despite dealing with some injuries, Stutsman finished the year very well, and he posted 68 tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection, and 2 forced fumbles. He had some unfinished business, however, and decided to come back to the Sooners for the 2024 season, where he has picked up exactly where he left off. He already has 30 total tackles, and despite no forced fumbles or interceptions at this point in the season, he's been pretty impressive and been the main focal point of the loaded Oklahoma defense. Stutsman's best trait is his run defense upside. He does an unbelievable job coming downhill, crashing the holes, and he had incredible quickness to come downhill to make big plays as a run defender. So far in the 2024 season, Stutsman has been one of the best run defending linebackers in college football. He is tied for 4th in the country in run stops with 20, and he is stopping runs on 15.5% of plays, and he's been incredibly impressive as a run defender. Stutsman is just a tackling machine, not just in run defense, but all over. While he is a great tackler as a run defender, he also showed great blitzing upside and patrolled the middle of the field incredibly well. He has generated 51 total pressures in his collegiate career, and his blitzing upside is a very underrated aspect of his game. He has a 12.7% missed tackle rate, which may seem a bit high, but it genuinely feels like Stutsman is in the pile on every single play that the Sooners run defensively. He is an incredibly smart player who plays with a great motor, and he just wants to hit people, which is what you look for in a linebacker. In coverage, it is a bit of a mixed bag with Danny Stutsman. I really like what he shows in zone coverage. He is a smart, instinctual player who does an excellent job of reading the quarterback's eyes and then closing on the football. But I do think he has some struggles from time to time against bigger and quicker tight ends and running backs. He struggles to really move his hips and stay glued with receivers in coverage, and I'd like to see him be a little bit better in man coverage as a linebacker. The biggest weakness for me in Stutsman's game has to be his play strength. There were far too many plays when he was coming downhill to make a play on the football where he got caught up with a blocker and he didn't have the strength to fight through the blocks and explode into the backfield. This is an area that showed up in both run defense and as a blitzer, and it is an area I definitely think he needs to clean up because he really struggles to shed blockers. The last area of concern with Stutsman is he just takes bad angles. We mentioned the missed tackle percentage, but there are a lot of instances where he misreads his gap, he overextends, and pretty much eliminates himself from making a play. That's got to improve for him at the NFL level if he is going to be a 3-down linebacker in the NFL. Danny Stutsman is a tackling machine. He seems to be involved in every pile for the Sooners, and he's a very smart and instinctual player. If he had declared for the 2024 NFL Draft, he would have been my number 1 linebacker in the class. But this draft class is a little bit more loaded at the linebacker position, and while I love some of the tools he brings to the table, his man-to-man coverage inconsistencies and some of his missed tackle and angle concerns do concern me just a little bit. And he's my number 5 linebacker in the draft class and my number 76 overall player. Stutsman works best as a middle linebacker at the NFL level. I think he is a very scheme-versatile defender who can play in both a 4-3 and a 3-4 scheme, but he does a very nice job of patrolling the middle of the field, reading the quarterback's eyes, playing zone coverage, crashing downhill to defend the run, and playing as the commander of the middle of the defense, and that's where I think he's going to fit best at the NFL level. Stutsman reminds me a lot of Denver Broncos linebacker Alex Singleton. Singleton is a player who plays with his hair on fire, and I think is one of the most underrated players in all of football. He does a very nice job of coming downhill, defending the run, and he also shows some very nice upside as a blitzer. Both of them play the game the right way. They are hard-nosed defenders with high motors, but neither are the greatest coverage players in the world. I see a ton of similarities in the two, so that's the comparison I got for Danny Stutsman. Danny Stutsman is a dangerous defender. He hits hard, he has great instincts, and he is a very smart football player. His production for Oklahoma has been undeniable, and I believe that Danny Stutsman will be a second-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.